This podcast is meant for mature audiences only and contains strong sexual language.
We are so excited to announce our partnership with Alt Playground, a lifestyle site dedicated to helping you find your next adventure. There are a ton of sites out there for non-monogamy, but what sets Alt Playground apart is their emphasis on being inclusive of a host of ethically non-monogamous groups and sexual preferences. So not only will you find swingers on there, but a host of other groups spanning the spectrum of sexual orientation and gender. Hence, the emphasis on alt. When they say they are an open community, they really mean open. So if you're tired of being pigeonholed into a label or looking for something a little different, check out Alt Playground by heading to altplayground.net. Now let's start the show.
What? Black kinky lifestyle with lifestyle.
All right, everybody, how y'all doing? This is the Bomber
And the Bell.
And we are co-hosts of the Black and Kinky Lifestyle, giving you all the juicy details of our experience in this thing we call lifestyle. All right. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. We're in 2021 officially.
We made it.
Yeah, we made it just in time for the Capitol building to be stormed. Like, this is fucking, I don't know.
It's the season premiere of America.
Yes, that's right. The
we
season
had to
premiere.
have a dramatic introduction.
First episode. It's going to be a wild season.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly got started off with a bang. Literally a bang.
Yeah.
Couple of windows broken.
Somebody got shot.
Yeah.
But she was a protester.
Right.
So did the police shoot her?
Well, I don't know. We're calling her a protester. She was a rioter. I mean, she was in the building.
Okay, yeah. But you said she had on Trump paraphernalia.
Right. But who knows? According to Trump voters, she was Antifa in disguise. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, that's where we are. We're not really going to talk about that. Just it happened. Mm-hmm. And we're moving on.
Yeah.
We still got hopes for 2021.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Look, I had a random rant, though.
What was your rant?
It was about male photos.
Okay.
Okay. So what's your number one complaint about profiles?
They don't have male photos.
That's right. You know why they don't have male photos?
Because men don't know how to take pictures.
Bullshit. Because you know why that's bullshit? Because most of the time it's about the fact that men are taking pictures of their wives and posting them on their profiles. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what's not happening?
Oh, the wives aren't taking pictures of
Wives aren't taking pictures of men. Wives aren't doing it. They're not putting any fucking work into it. Like, men be like, oh, you look nice. Let me take a picture. Oh, girl, you look so sexy. Let me take a picture. Oh, shit, you should put this on so I can take a picture. Meanwhile,
I think it depends on the guy, but go ahead.
It depends on the guy. What you mean?
Like, some guys just don't take pictures.
Some women don't take pictures. I'm
This
looking
is
at one
true.
right now. You don't. I take them. What? That
But
was my whole
so
point.
you always have the camera.
You have a phone. You own a phone. It's a smartphone. It has
is.
picture-taking capabilities.
It does.
You heard it here.
I took some pictures of you during the holiday.
You did because I asked you to. I was like, Belle, just make a point. Like, make a point of doing it. Because I'm like, oh, there aren't a lot of pictures of me. And the thing is, I have a cousin of mine who stops by every now and again, and he makes the point. I feel like he says it out loud. He always says, yo, like, let me get the camera for a little bit. Like, you taking pictures, and, like, you never be in pictures. It's like, it's funny, like, when you think of all the family reunions and all the family get-togethers and all the funerals and all the holidays and all of that stuff, people are going to look back at all the pictures we have and be like, damn, that chick just never had a man. She's pretty. Where's her man at? She looks happy. Her man is behind the camera taking pictures.
Yeah.
So this is just a notice to all the wives out there, all the girlfriends. Take pictures of your man. Like, if he looks good, take a picture. Like, as soon as you say, damn, he looks good. Like, even if you just, like, in the kitchen frying bacon and you just walked in a room with a nice robe on, be like, yo, honey, stay right there. Let me get my camera. Take a picture so you could post it on the profile so I don't have to listen to complaints from people named Belle about dudes not having pictures on their profile. So I often complain and think, and I put too much on the guys, but I'm showing the guys some love right now.
To take pictures of you for New Year's.
Yeah, after I made a fuss of it.
No.
Yes.
It wasn't after. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we actually are very excited about this episode because we're going to talk about some boundaries in relation to texting and what rejecting partners are going to look like. But we also have an LS experience. We actually attended a lifestyle party.
We did.
For New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. And we were very excited about that. We had grandma come by and watch the baby.
You were very excited about that.
Wait, what do you mean?
I was more anxious. You were excited.
Oh, you were anxious because you thought your pussy was broken after all this time. You had a baby. You thought your pussy was broken, so you didn't want to bring a broken pussy into a lifestyle party.
I didn't think it was broken, but it's just.
Actually, that you were going through some things. Like,
yeah.
I think the gods did not want you fucking around.
No.
On New Year's Eve, which is fine because we were dipping our toes in it again. We were just checking to see if the water was still warm. Mm-hmm. But we do have a lot to share from that experience because it was a positive experience. It was a great way to start off 20. Okay, you're not agreeing with me?
No, yeah, I agree.
Okay. You're thinking of your hit list target because you didn't think of one. That's what's happening.
You don't know what's happening in my mind right now.
I'm looking at you right now. You're like, oh, shit, I didn't think. I told you we were doing a hit list today.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, we are at that segment. You didn't think we'd make it. But here we are. So I'm going to start. I'm going to...
No, you skipped some stuff. What's this acknowledged holiday end of 2020?
When I said Happy New Year.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what that was. You see, we have a new setup in my office now where the bell can see the notes a little bit clearer. Mm-hmm. And so she's looking at the notes and I'm literally like going through them because, this is my show. I practice.
This is our show.
No, it's my show.
This is our show.
The Bomber show.
This
is the Bomber and Kinky show.
You do all the back end stuff, but this is our show.
I do the back end stuff. It sounds like anal.
Well, that too. You do that too.
Yes, I do. Not with you, though. You don't know me.
Mm-mm.
It's a goddamn shame. I'm your husband. I don't understand. If there's anybody you should be letting in your ass, it's me.
Nobody goes in my ass.
All right. Well,
I'm still contemplating a butt plug.
Really?
Mostly for aesthetic purposes. Not actual for pleasure purposes.
Holy shit. Are you serious?
I like the idea of my asshole being decorated with a giant gem.
Oh,
or having a tail.
Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. Okay, so we're killing time getting you your hit list person. So let's talk about Belle and her butt plug.
I mean, I'm still terrified to stick something in my ass, but I see the images of it where it's just like this pretty brown ass with a cute little gem in it. Yes. And I'm like, that's cute. Mm-hmm. I want my ass to be cute.
Right. Like just having a gem in your ass.
Yeah.
Like just it's shiny and it's pretty, it sparkles.
Exactly. And then they have the tails. Like I have like a fox tail.
Right.
And they're just like big and luscious. Mm-hmm. You could swing them around.
Right.
But then I still have to do like the butt plug part of it.
I'm sorry, like you having a butt plug is like one step closer to me getting anal sex from you. Because if you like the butt plug, you may just like a dick in your ass.
I don't know about all that.
Like I don't know. You will discover new nerve endings there, and you're like, oh shit, I might smash it, and then you find out you have explosive orgasms when you have a butt plug in. I'd be like, now that we've learned that. Let's try to get to the next step, the next stage in your anal sex evolution.
We'll see about that.
I love this. The lifestyle has contributed to your growth.
Indeed,
sexual growth.
Absolutely,
you're discovering new things about your body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I know there's some folks that are going to listen to this that are look. You email us or DM us some recommendations for people who are interested in beginning to enter the world of butt plugs.
Right.
Yeah, give us some butt plug recommendations.
But they have to be cute.
Yes.
Like that's mandatory.
Right. I feel like they all have the same general shape. They
that But they have to have like something, because again, whatever, it has to be like the aesthetic for me, because that's what I'm attracted to right now. So
what color do you need it to be?
I don't know that
I'm just kidding. I don't care.
a particular color.
Go ahead. I thought you might like it to be purple. Purple gem.
Yeah, purple would be cute. But like, I'll get, because I have purple lingerie, but like I'll get some that will like all match my lingerie. That'd be cute, right?
Yeah, that'd be very sexy. Get a red one, a purple one. Maybe a black one. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Well done. Okay. I'll definitely bring that butt plug shit back up before this episode's over. But anyway, quick hit list, because I don't think you thought of anybody.
I thought of somebody, but it's going to be really random and weird. But I feel like mine have been like that lately.
That's the best kind of hit list target, random and weird, because mine is not random and weird at all. My hit list target is Gal Gadot. Gadot? I think that's
Gadot.
Gadot?
Yeah.
Gadot?
Yeah.
It's Gadot. Really?
Yeah.
Gadot?
Yeah.
Shit. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it out loud.
Gal
Okay.
Gadot.
Anyway, Gal Gadot. She's she plays
You say it like that.
she plays Wonder Woman. There was a new Wonder Woman movie that came out,
which was pretty terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was entertaining, but as soon as you start asking questions about wait a minute, how does that work? As soon as you start asking how does that work questions, nah, it don't work. It's like talking to a brother who's like really into Hotep shit, and you start asking them, wait a minute, so we all from Egypt? Like, and then like the answers don't be making sense. That's kind of how I felt watching this movie. But yeah, apparently she's danced hip hop and jazz. I don't know how you dance jazz. Oh, actually, no, I could. Yeah, what was that movie?
Jazz
that came out?
Hands.
Yes.
What movie? Chicago?
No, not Chicago. It was with white people.
Queen Latifah was definitely in Chicago. Oh, La La Land?
Yeah, there we go. La La Land. Yeah, there was some dancing in that one. That was jazz, right? It wasn't blues. It was jazz. All right,
jazz.
Cool. But yeah, that's my hit list target.
You definitely have to be connected to your partner because that was the vaguest description that you gave. What's that movie with some dancing in it? La La Land. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's actually a regular occurrence.
That happens very often. I'll just be like, yo, who was that chick that was that we met in 1995 in the 2012 or whatever? She had that crazy hair. And you'll say the first and last name and
right.
then like the whole story about how we met. It's amazing. You know what's interesting? You know what I was thinking about the other day? You know how you consider yourself like an introvert, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an extrovert. So I'm talking to everybody and you're not talking to nobody.
Yeah.
But what I did realize is, one of the things I try to do in order to connect with someone is to say their name during the course of the conversation, right? It's a great way. It's actually a very simple way of connecting with someone and building trust and rapport. But I don't do that because I forget names. I forget names. As soon as somebody says it to me, I forget it. But for somehow you will hear it one time
Yeah.
and remember it. Like, you won't say a word to that couple. It'll just be like a greeting. You won't say a word. I will be talking to them for like 30 minutes. Like, they're telling me about their life and everything. I will forget all about it. And then I'll ask you the next day, Belle, who was that? Who was that couple we were talking to? You know, the one with the G-string, the brown G-string. And you'd be
like, oh, Jerry and Pam.
yeah. And then you'll know where they're from and all of that shit. And I'm just like, wow. Like if our powers combined,
Right.
fucking Captain Planet,
Yes.
we would be a very engaging couple. I'm just saying. All right, go ahead.
We are a very engaging couple. Anyway, like I said, this is going to be random, and I'm actually kind of upset with this person, but still. But our veterinarian, right? So we got a new veterinarian.
Oh, wow.
And
This is random.
and because of COVID and all that shit, like I hadn't seen him, but I've talked to him on the phone several times. And so I knew he was black. I knew he was a black dude. I knew he was young.
A black veterinarian?
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
shit.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Right.
Okay.
But I hadn't seen him. So our dog needed some medication, right? And they've been giving me the runaround on the medication. I talked to the vet and he's like, all right, don't worry about it. Come to the vet afternoon and the medication will be ready. I'm like, cool. All right, I'll be there. I get there like 1:30, and I'm talking to the front desk person, and they're like, oh, Dr. So-and-so is actually out on lunch and he hasn't written the prescription yet. And I was like, he was like, when he comes back from lunch, we'll get it in, get it filled, and then you can get it. And I was thinking, I was like, I drove all the way over here. The medication was supposed to be ready. I'm not leaving and coming back. And so then I start to walk out, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm staying. I'm like, y'all need to find another doctor that can fill this prescription or something. I'm about to be that black woman in the vet office. And then
security.
And then I see this young black guy, fit, tall, brown skin, got waves, walk past me, and I asked the front desk person, is that Dr. So-and-so? He was like, yes. I was like, oh, okay, I can wait.
Oh, wow.
But he had a mask on, so like I couldn't see like his full face. But from what I saw, he looked very attractive.
Okay. There's some hope there.
Yeah.
A black vet. Okay, that was random. Okay. All right. So, your hit list target was a hot black veterinarian. I wonder how many black male veterinarians there are out there.
I'm sure there are not many.
I mean, shout out to the black guys out there that are dedicating their careers to saving animals and shit. Actually, we had a little bit of an issue with our dog recently.
Yeah.
Had to take her to the emergency room because she wasn't acting right.
No.
But like we got, she's an old dog, so it's like I've kind of been preparing myself for this time, and I know that I'm the man of the house, and I'm the one who has to make the hard decision about whether it's time to put her to sleep, because I don't want her to suffer.
Right.
So I think that we took her back home from the emergency room, and the doctor already told us, like, she got problems, like, if you need to make that decision, we would understand. And there was this treatment they were talking about. We're like, nah, we ain't doing that. That's too invasive. We just going to take her home. And so it's like, I feel like I be looking at her. I think she catches me looking at her.
She does.
Because I'm like the Grim Reaper. I'm like, are you feeling all right? Is it time? She'd be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Be like, I don't want you to suffer. I'm good. She'd be jumping up and down. I don't know. It was a Christmas miracle. She's all better now.
Christmas miracle. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was one time she was at home alone, just sleeping. And then I was like, okay, it's time.
Right.
Like you heard me.
Like you called me. Like you were like, I don't know. I think it's time. She ain't looking right. Like, it's now. And I wasn't at home at the time. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll be home soon. Like we'll see about this when I get home. And like as soon as I opened the door, she like ran to the door all frisky, tail wagging and stuff. She was like, this nigga trying to kill me.
Yeah.
It's like, she seems okay.
All right. Well, shout out to our dog.
Yeah.
All right. So we wanted to, again, have a talk about lifestyle communication styles and typically the kind of communication that happens over text. I know we might have talked about this before, but there was an email that came through. And I'm actually going to ask Belle if you could read this email. I really like this one.
Okay. We have met two couples, both older than us and several years in the lifestyle, with mixed experiences on separate occasions. In the first, the husband of the couple was unable to perform, and in the second, we both enjoyed ourselves. In both instances, it was a full swap in separate rooms. But here's what we are finding. The other two men are texting my wife daily, before and after. I'm not jealous or worried, but my wife has found it a bit much at times. 1. Is it normal for this type of behavior? Am I sending a message that I'm not interested if I don't reach out to the wives as much? And second, the wives seem amenable to their husbands planning everything. And since we are new, I want to follow my wife's lead so she is able to go at her own comfort level. Is it typical the men take the lead? And 3, listen to your recent episode on Friends. Have you discussed how to end a connection when you no longer want to meet up with a couple after a few play encounters? Or do you have any suggestions?
Mm-hmm. You have any thoughts about this? Just quickly.
The man texting his wife, that would make me uncomfortable, like solely, and doing it like daily. Like, why do I need to text you? Why do I need to talk to you through text daily?
Right.
And you're just like a play partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you know,
but I'm not a texter.
Right.
I don't talk to people regularly.
No, you don't. And we're going to get to that in a second. But I think that, our texting habits are different because it seems like you guys are kind of defaulting to separate texting,
right?
Where you're allowed to text the wife alone and she's allowed to text the husband alone, and that does carry some costs and benefits. And I think there are other couples who do that as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, guys will be, I think for in many ways, guys can be a little bit more aggressive, to that degree. But I wanted to kind of break this down. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about these because this was a tough email to respond to because there's a lot of pieces, and I wanted to address each of them separately. So, I wanted to talk about private contact boundaries. So it's interesting because while we were at the the New Year's Eve party, the lifestyle party,
right,
there was a single guy you were talking to. Now my phone had died that day, and if any of you are interested in Patreon, there's actually a very hilarious story that follows, since I had a dead cell phone that led to some issues later on that I shared on our Patreon. But that's neither here nor there. But my phone was dead. You had your phone there.
Right.
Came to the end of the night. What happened? Do you remember?
So the guy was like, and I mean, you had like introduced yourself and all that kind of stuff, but you hadn't been talking to him. I had been talking to him, not even before any particular interest, just he was someone to talk to. And he was, I was feeling chatty. He was responsive. So he was asking if he could get,
Hold on, wait a minute.
What?
You said you were feeling chatty?
Yeah.
And he was feeling responsive? That's why? So you would have talked to any guy who wanted to talk to you?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying you only feel chatty when it comes to attractive men.
Oh.
I just wanted to acknowledge that. Like, oh yeah, you wouldn't have just talked to anybody. All right, keep going. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I talk to people I'm not attracted to.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so he was asking, could he get, our information, maybe we could link up, sometime in the future or something like that. And I was like, I don't want to give you my number. But I was like, do you have Kik? I can give you my Kik. And of course, well, not of course, but a lot of people in the lifestyle use Kik to communicate. And so I gave him my Kik to start a chat, and because I clearly don't use Kik, trying to figure out how to add you to the chat.
Right.
Because we do group chats.
Can you say a little bit about why we don't allow men? Why is it that you contacting men alone isn't a thing? Do you know why? I don't know if we ever talked about this, but do you know why? Could you articulate why that's not a thing?
Because people be getting shady. Well, I just feel like there can be a lot of misinterpretation by that. Just things that are said, because again, it's text, so there's only so much context. And then why would you need to say something to me privately that you can't say in front of my partner? Right.
Now, although some might be, I guess one counter argument is like if I'm talking to you, it just gives me a little bit more freedom of intimate communication.
But I don't want to be that intimate with you.
Right. So that is one reason why we don't have like one-on-one chats.
Yeah.
Now, occasionally, I've spoken to a woman on her like solo, but there are two reasons why it happens. They're never because we're flirting or anything like that, or trying to, that's not what happens. Sometimes the reason why that happens is because, like, when I'm reaching out to people, or when I did reach out to people to, I might see them on Cassidy or maybe APG or whatever, and we exchange information, and then maybe we start, talking on Kit or chatting on Kick. Usually it's guys that are leading those kind of conversations, but occasionally it'll be a woman. And so the thing is that when we're speaking, we're sort of speaking as representatives of our couple. We're just hey, what are you guys into? Like, we're just preparing for the group chat, right? So sometimes that has happened. It's very rare. I could probably name twice when that happened. The other reason why it might happen is because, like, we're talking business. So I might be talking to a promoter who's a female who happens to also be in the lifestyle, or another lifestyle podcaster or something like that. But I think I would feel more comfortable speaking solo because I kind of lead our lifestyle team. So it's like, but you talking solo doesn't make any sense the way I see it.
Because I'm not coordinating anything.
You don't coordinate. Like, it's like, no, the plan is for all of us to get together. She's not the planner here.
Right.
I am. So that's why you don't really get caught out there with solo conversations. Now, for the one who asked this question initially, I would ask, who is it that's really the alpha in your relationship when it comes to the lifestyle? Who does the planning and coordinating? And if that's not you, it's typically the guy. But if it's not you, then it makes sense why she would have some solo conversations. But
daily, for how long?
But daily, I mean,
and everybody is different. Everybody's different. That just seems like a lot. It seems, intimate.
It seems intimate, yeah. And I think, I mean, that might be what you guys are looking for. You might be totally okay with that. But if this is making you a little uncomfortable, then you need to be, like, clear about why, I think. So I talked about, that being okay if they played separately, because we know couples who play separately, So, for example, like Front Porch Swingers that have just, they have been really fascinating me lately, because the last episode they had, they brought up the possibility of polyamory. And I don't remember them ever bringing that up before, but just the way they talk about how they engage their partners, it was like, I could see that happening for them. I don't know how ready they are for that, but it's one of those things that was on the hell no list, and now it's on the maybe
for them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, for them. And I feel like, if you guys aren't in that space, then I think some boundaries might be getting tested here, and you guys need to come back and talk about that. Okay, one of the other things here is that I trust Belle, but I don't trust other guys. I don't know, like, I feel like I'd be putting you in a position to deal with really pushy guys. And I wouldn't want to do that. And that seems to be what, our listener who sent us the email, that seems to be what's happening to his partner. She's just really getting overwhelmed. So, yeah. All right. So I had posed a question to IG. You want to read that first one out? I'm sorry.
Okay.
The question was, how do you prefer to chat over Kick? What is it, group or is it solo? I asked folks what their preferences were in the lifestyle.
Solo chats are allowed. We don't hide anything. No chat rules except don't be disrespectful or pushy.
Have you ever felt like somebody was being pushy over chat?
Not that I can recall.
because I was there. That's why. We do group chats.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like it happened to me either. I mean, somebody clearly had the wrong idea and suggested meeting up again, and I was like, no, it didn't work out. The Belle doesn't like your husband, and she doesn't like you, so fuck off. That's not what I said, but that's what I was thinking. All right, what's the next one?
Yes, solo chats are allowed. We have an open phone policy. We do have some group chats with a few couples.
Okay.
I think an open because you questioned what's an open phone policy. I guess you just don't have like passwords on your phone.
Mm-hmm. Or you both know each other's passwords.
Mm-hmm.
I know your password. I don't know if you know mine.
Unless you changed it recently.
I haven't changed it in a very long time.
I think I might know it.
Okay. Well, open phone policies would have been unimaginable for me 10 years ago. Even 5 years ago, to tell you the truth. But shout out to the couples with open phone policies. So we already have 2 people that said that solo chats were allowed, that they don't hide anything.
And I don't think solo chats are necessarily like, I don't think you have to have group chats to prevent, secrecy necessarily. But yeah, I think for us, it's the intimacy thing.
For us, it's the intimacy thing. But for us, I think it's also the way we play. Like, we play together. Mm-hmm. So we want, why even go separate? It doesn't make sense. We do same room. We don't do separate room. Mm-hmm. We do it all together. So, but if we were a couple who was looking for a single, for example, maybe we would do, maybe I would do separate chats. Maybe like if we were looking for a male in the bedroom, maybe you would, tell me about a guy you were interested in, and I'd be like, oh, okay, we'll see where this goes. Mm-hmm. Let me know when we need to coordinate this hotel. All right, so the third one.
Solo chats are allowed. We have that kind of trust between us. We just relay the messages to each other. We'll do group chats if the couple insists on it, but we don't do it often because we hate group chats. But see, I get that, but I'm like, if we're just all in the chat, I don't have to relay messages. You can see what they said.
Yeah. What is it that you don't like about group chats? I'm going to tell you what I don't like.
I hate when group chats, like, something interesting happens or a topic comes up and I'm busy, and then I come back and it's like 100 notifications. And I'm like, I'm not reading all this. I got to go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah. I don't like when I'm the only one talking.
That tends to happen.
I hate that because it's like, where's the bell?
And I'm very much a lurker. Like it's bad. No, it's bad.
Well, because I feel like sometimes it gives off the impression that you're not interested and I'm the only one interested in smashing this dude's wife. And the more you're in there, the more it's like, no, we both still interested.
Yeah.
And you be giving people vibes that you don't be interested.
Whatever. I be reading all the stuff. Sometimes I just don't have anything to say.
It's not just you, though. It'd be other women, too.
Yeah. This is true.
Just the guys talking, sharing pictures and shit. Sharing, like, the GIFs, whatever they're called, on Kick. Shit's so funny as hell. Niggas be trying hard.
Yeah, they do.
You know what else? If a dude shares a picture, y'all don't even be showing love.
That's not true.
Do you share a picture? Yes, it's true. Like, a chick shares a picture, she get all the love. You know what I'm saying? If it's a big group, like, she'll get all the love. People are like, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's real sexy. That's nice. A dude puts like his fucking abs up there. There'll be like one chick that'll be like, oh, that, a like. It won't be even like a comment. It'll be like one of those thumbs up shits. Y'all melanated chicks don't even change the color of the thumbs up. Y'all so lazy.
I changed my color. My thumbs up. I have a brown thumb. I give a brown thumbs up.
I'm just saying, guys just don't get no love. We got to work hard, real hard.
You should though.
Mm-hmm. Next one.
Group chat. Not a trust issue or anything. It just adds to the kink for us. We both genuinely enjoy watching the other do what they do best, both in person and via text. We also like to see that chemistry happening. If I notice him and the wife, or husband, because that mutual respect should be there as well, don't interact as much, I'll check in with him to see how he's feeling about it and vice versa. Communication is key.
All right. So have we ever learned anything from each other while we chat? Like, have you ever seen me run some powerful Zeus-like game, like epic game? You're like, oh my God, bomber. Damn. That got my panties wet.
Well, you're always very charming, both in person and via text. And again, for me, it's work, but I try. But I don't know if I've learned anything specific. But I mean, you're very good.
Okay, I'm surprised that you're giving me that praise, because I was being completely sarcastic. No, on chat I could be totally geeky.
You can, and sometimes
and
like
totally
you,
corny.
Yeah. Well, you'll miss the point, like of something, like you. But that's more so like you didn't read, like you missed a text or something, and or you didn't read clearly what somebody wrote, and you'd be like, I don't get it. Why is everybody laughing? Why is this funny?
Yeah,
and I have to explain it.
I can be absent-minded in that way.
Yeah. But when you're on your game, you're on your game.
You know, but I don't understand. You don't even have to have game. All you got to do is be like, "Oh shit, let me just post a picture of my titty." Good morning, and then you'll get all kinds of love.
But
like, good morning, beautiful. Hey, what's going on? What you having for breakfast?
Titties in the morning is too much.
What do you mean titties in the morning is too much? You got them popped out every morning. They're there. All you need to do is take a selfie.
That's not a necessity.
What, do you feel cheap for showing nipple in the morning? Is that what it is?
I just feel like you should warm up to it. There should be progress. Like you should get to titty.
Okay.
Shouldn't start with titty.
Post some, maybe post some cleavage. You got other tools. You're making excuses. You just don't want to work. You're just lazy. Just say that.
No, I'm not lazy. It's just like if I start taking pictures, then I'll be like, I can't just take one picture, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'll take a picture. Oh, I don't like that. Let me take another one. Oh, and then it becomes a whole thing.
I don't want this kind of morning.
Exactly.
All right. Moving on. All right, let's talk about taking the lead. So our the email had said something about, like, is it normal for men to take the lead? So I think it's normal for men to take the lead. But I also think that things don't necessarily work out if both partners aren't involved in some way. Right. So every time, for example, I took the lead and I was talking to another brother and he was taking the lead, and, you know, sometimes I just don't bother getting you involved because I'm like, you're not going to talk in the chat anyway. And he's probably thinking the same thing. But, like, I don't know what he's communicating to his wife about me, you know, sharing pictures or whatever. Because I'm talking to you the whole time. I'm like, yo, right. Belle, look at this dude. Look at his wife. You like them? They seem cool. They want to meet at so-and-so. And so I'm doing all that work. But sometimes that's not happening on his end. Right. Like, he's just like, when my wife gets home, I'm just going to, like, take her to dinner. And then y'all just going to be there. Right. That's probably what he's thinking. So a lot of times things didn't work out well when we didn't have both partners involved. Mm-hmm. I think men are more motivated to make this work, so they tend to take the lead. But Belle, you've taken the lead on at least one instance, not necessarily coordinating a date, but there was a point at which, like, there was this couple that was supposed to come to our place, and the guy was really into basketball. Now, you know me, I'm not a sports guy. Yeah. I'm not a sports guy. So he's like asking us if we can get this game on our TV. And I'm like, what's this game? And so, you know, I'm like, I don't know if it was a Lakers game or what. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
But I'm like, you know, searching, you know, on our apps because, you know, sports apps are different.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have cable.
And we don't do cable. Mm-hmm. And so I'm basically like telling the guy, I'm like, yo, man, listen. You could watch basketball. It's just you're not really gonna get basketball here, like that. Like, you know what I mean? I just kind of gave.
You were just like, nah. You're like, nah. We ain't got it. Nah.
I'm like, nigga, like we talk about pussy, man. Like, do you want this pussy or not? Like, you know.
But, well, later we find out he didn't. So that's a whole, that's why he was focused on the game.
Right. But you did, I don't know what you did.
I worked it out that somehow I bootlegged so we could get the game, because I think it was like the playoffs or something. So it wasn't just like
you hacked ESPN somehow.
So it wasn't like it was just like a regular season game. So I could understand that, but I also thought I was gonna get fucked afterwards. So
well, you did. I think
by you, yeah.
So, but
I mean, which I still enjoy, but you get my point.
Yeah, no, I understand. That was so. You clearly would not have worked as hard that night.
No,
getting him his
hell no. Game. Well, if I knew, hindsight is 20/20. If I knew that nothing was gonna go down, then nah, I've been like, fuck y'all, fuck you and your game.
Okay, well, let me just tell you, the work that you did that night, that's what we have to do all the time. You have to put in that work all the time, okay? And we put in that work when it comes to these chats. All right, so so the final question of our listener: in the event that you need to do so, how do you end a connection with a couple or single you had a relationship with? We've never been in a situation where we had to do this.
Yes, we have.
What? We have? Mm-hmm. So what did we do?
I don't know. You said something to the dude.
Oh shit! Yeah, I told him. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me preface this to say, when I read this part of the email, I realized something, that we're not nice people. We're not nice people. This guy is a nice person. He's a nice person.
We are nice people.
No, we're not nice people. Because I basically told a couple, because it was you who wasn't interested. Yeah. I basically said, "Listen, nigga, she ain't feeling you no more. It's all right. It happens to a lot of niggas."
That's what you
said. But listen, I feel like with guys, you got to be straightforward. Because in my experience, you tell guys like,
this is true.
You know, if you get vague.
Yeah,
guys still think they got a chance. They're like, "Oh, all right, I'll just give y'all a little break, but I'll definitely try to smash it next month."
Right? Yeah.
Like, no, you got to tell. Yo, it's the pussy is closed for business when it comes to you, my brother. It's over.
And I think you had to say it like more than once to him.
Yeah. And I don't know. You can't be on no maybe shit when it comes to letting couples go. But anyway, let me just shout out Swinger Help. I think it's swingerhelp.com. You could just Google Swinger Help. It'll bring you right to their website. They give some pretty good advice on this, and so some of what we have to say is based on what they had outlined. So the first one is to know your reasons. When it comes to like letting down a couple, I think it depends. Like, just know your reasons, and know that there's some that you can communicate. There's some reasons you can communicate, and there's some reasons you might not want to communicate, and you need to like kind of be careful. So some things that you might not necessarily want to communicate as bluntly. So I just wrote these as jokes. So if the bell doesn't think that your man's jokes are funny, that's why we're cutting you off. Fuck you and your corny ass jokes. That would be a bad thing to do. That would be mean. Or if, we cut a couple off and I just let them know that the bomber's freaked out by your hairy pussy. And I can't. That would be wrong.
That would be very rude.
And if you say something like his dick is too small, I think that's terrible. I think these are bad because they could, they could somewhat tarnish your reputation in a lifestyle. Even though a lot of people are just thinking this shit.
Oh yeah.
Your dick don't get hard, some people.
Well, yeah.
It's better to say, I don't think we're a match.
That's it. I don't think we're a match.
All right. So there, just be upfront with your reasons. Maybe there's no chemistry. Maybe there's no attraction. Again, saying that you're just not a good match. Maybe you're just straight tired of a couple and you just want to move on. Like sometimes you're just tired of a couple. I think what I was basically saying is that because we've gotten tired.
But I think we've just like ghosted people.
We just ghosted. We just stopped talking to them.
Yeah.
And I think they'll get the point for the most part. And if they don't, sometimes they're crazy, and that's okay too. But I think for the most part, we have not had to cut off a close couple, but we have had to move on from other couples. But it's been fine. Like just not responding to them has been okay. Although I think there's a couple right now who just is interested, and they're just going to keep on pursuing us. But I feel like they have some hope.
Who?
It's the couple. It's the couple where the guy uses a lot.
Mm-hmm. No. What hope they got?
You're not going to let that slide ever?
No.
You're never going to let that slide?
No.
All right. Then I'm just going to have to tell him. Like, listen, my girl isn't feeling the thing.
Then that's what you got to do.
Like, she's just not feeling it. She's turned off. It's not going to happen between us, man. I'm going to tell him that.
Okay.
I wonder if he listens to this show.
I don't know. I mean, they know who we are. Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Look, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway. Okay. So let's talk about the 5 things to keep in mind if you need to cut a couple off.
Okay.
Now, I got some of these from the interwebs. We've never, so we just talked about we had to cut somebody off.
Right. And you did it very rudely and blamed me.
Right. But yeah, so I think I already said the first one. So whatever the case is, make sure you and your partner are on the same page, understand why it's necessary and important. So when I had to break the news to this brother and tell him, because I had literally told someone the Belle isn't feeling you no more. Now I thought the guy was okay. He was attractive, but he said some things in your ear and you just got turned off. He literally just turned your pussy off.
I mean, men do that a lot with me. They'll say something that's may not be off-putting to other folks, but it's off-putting to me. And I'm like, no, I can't.
Like, is it like shut off to him forever? Like, is it like, like an Indiana Jones temple? Like,
yes.
Like when he took the statue and it just sealed, nothing else is open in that shit. Nothing?
No.
I don't understand how your pussy works. Because I'm trying to think, if a chick that kind of turned me off a long time ago came up to me 5 years later, like I wouldn't hold on to it. Like my dick would be like, I forgive you.
That's because you're a dude.
I don't know. You act like
dicks have short memories.
Dicks have short memories. Man, I see
pussies have memories like an elephant.
Okay. I'm just saying, I've seen chicks put up with some bullshit from dudes.
But see, that's the thing.
Niggas
like
always get back in the pussy somehow.
It wasn't worth it to put up with that. It wasn't that good.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you're saying his dick wasn't that good.
I mean, it was all right. Yeah, it was decent.
It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough to allow your pussy flexibility.
No.
When it get turned. Okay. I should have just told him that. I should have been like, brother, like she's not feeling you, and she's not feeling you so much. She can't move past it because your dick just wasn't powerful enough for forgiveness. Your dick didn't have forgiveness power. Okay. All right. So we were on the same page there. Whether you disagree or disagree, I think it's important that both partners be on the same page. I don't think it would have been a good idea for you to just say them no and then not tell me why.
Right.
Like,
well, you're always going to ask a question because we do play together. If I say no to a guy, it means you're cut off from the girl as well.
Yep.
So, and you don't want to be in your feelings, so you need some understanding.
Right. And I don't know how to handle that sometimes. Like, this is a good question. So because I'm just talking to the guy, I never had to tell a girl or a woman or a wife, like, hey, look, sorry, the bell just is not feeling your husband, and we can't be friends no more. I like you, but we can't be friends no more. I never had to do that because I'm always talking to the guy anyway.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. I mean, folks, I'd be welcome to. I'd welcome some feedback around that if you ever had to do that, just for the fellas. All right. Number 2 is leave no room for ambiguity.
Yeah. Make it clear. I will maybe people to death. Like, I will be like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
And really, it's never.
Every time I said maybe, it got us in trouble.
Yeah.
Every time there'd be a dude like, yo, maybe we could see y'all later. And I'd be like, maybe, thinking they kind of get the hint. Because if somebody responded to me like that, I'd be like, oh shit, that's a no-go.
Right.
Maybe. Yo, some thirsty niggas hear that shit. They'd be like, maybe, there's a chance. Like, that's not a no.
Yeah.
So I'd say leave no room for ambiguity. I think this is really true when it comes to the guys. And again, I feel like with women, ambiguity is enough for a lot of women. I think. I don't know. Like, if you not like 100% on point, like, let's say you were hollering at a dude, right? And you were like, hey, maybe we can, y'all talked, y'all had let's think about the dude with the fucking, the black veterinarian that's on your hit list.
Yeah.
If like, you were like, hey, like, if you want to go to lunch sometime, that'd be nice. And then he'd be like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be like, texting him like the next day. So like when we go into lunch.
Right.
Yeah.
If he had responded like that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But like, because I don't think you would, I don't think you would have taken that a step further. I think a lot of women are like, what nigga, like, I am presenting pussy to you.
Right.
You over here with this maybe shit? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Y'all got real hostile. But I feel like with guys, you got to be like on point.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3 is work as a team. I like this one. So don't leave it up to one partner if they are struggling. So this is one reason why I can't have you talking to guys alone.
'Cause I'll be like, maybe.
You'd be like, I don't know. I remember one chick threw a threesome at us so hard it almost knocked my ass out. And I'm telling the Belle, like, yo, Belle, this chick, she's looking for, I think she wants to go back to our place. And you're like,
that's
go back to our place?
That's
like, yeah, go back to our place. Like mess around.
First of all, I know you didn't say mess around. You did not say mess around.
I said she wanted to come back to the crib and lick that pussy.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You were not explicit.
You be mad confused for no reason.
I was confused. I was completely confused because you were not clear.
I said threesome.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Threesome.
I never heard threesome. I never heard threesome.
So what did you hear?
She wanted to come back to our house. Nah, that's all I heard.
You oh my goodness, that's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame that you're lying on this camp.
I'm not
thousands of
lying.
people gonna be listening to this shit.
I am not lying.
You know how I know you're lying? Because the way you responded, you were like, oh, I don't even know. I don't know what to say, really? Like, just because she wants to come to our crib, you're acting like that? Like, you didn't ask, yo, she want to play Monopoly? Does she want to have a few drinks? Does she want to just sit and talk? You knew exactly what I was talking about, and you were in shock, and you just wouldn't give me a straight answer. I'm over here. This is before Lifestyle.
Yeah.
I was over here like, Belle, like, yo, like, you want to do this? Because I'm with it. Like, I'm telling you right now. You're like, oh my God, she really wants to do this?
I don't remember.
Belle, give me a goddamn answer. Just tell me you will.
All I remember is you saying she wanted to come back to our house. I don't remember any of that other stuff.
Well, all I'm saying is I have a list of regrets in my life, and that night was a regret because we wasted that girl's time. Anyway, work as a team. Don't just leave it up to one person. Like, you're in this as a team. I'd say both of y'all be in the same chat Or if you're not in the same chat, like just, get the play by play. Like if I have to, if you're having trouble, letting somebody know like how we roll and how we're not willing to roll, show me the text, show me their response, ask for some feedback. We've done that before.
Yeah.
I think number 4 is be clear about maintaining the cut. Do you know what I mean by this one?
So like if you cut them off, don't like be going back.
Yeah. You ever cut a nigga off and then like years later he just like texts you good morning? You ever had that happen? Mm-hmm. What do you do for a dude that like you're just not interested in? It's been a long time.
Just ignore it. Because if you entertain it in any capacity, like then you've already lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people might try to reach out, rekindle some shit. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need to let niggas know. Stop texting me. Get my number out your phone.
Blocked.
Okay. No happy birthdays, nigga. No Merry Christmases. It's over. Back up. But I'd say, ignoring them is one thing. I'd say take it a step further. Let your partner know.
Yeah.
Let your partner know that this person is clearly trying to penetrate the fence, the wall that is your relationship. And, you need to shut that down. Don't keep secrets.
Right.
And then number 5, you want to read number 5? What does it say?
Fuck their feelings.
Fuck them. Okay. Yes, their feelings might be hurt, but fuck their feelings, yo. Don't let them use your empathy. Don't let them weaponize your empathy. Is what I say. But like I said before, Belle and the Bomber, we're not nice people.
We are nice people.
I'd say, yo, don't. When it comes to sex, I don't know. I just hesitate in being too nice, especially when just like ghosting people doesn't work. Right. Usually ghosting works. Like if you're just not answering any more kicks, that works. Also, if these are like close friends, if these are like genuine friendships, I'd say it might require a little bit more tact. I know that there are genuine friendships we have. I'd hesitate to just be cutting people off cold like that. But sometimes like we might drop off the map and it's okay. The thing about a true friendship in my opinion is that it doesn't matter if you haven't spoken in a long time.
Right. You should be able to like pick it up wherever, however long it's been.
Yeah.
Assuming things end sourly.
Swinger Help, again, they have a great script that I think applies well to our listener. I'm just going to read it. Actually, you want to read this one out? I thought it was great.
Yeah. Hi. Though we had a great time getting to know you, we feel that we're not the right match after all. Sometimes it takes time for us to figure that out. We still don't have a clear idea of what we need or want from the lifestyle and need to take some time to figure it out. Still, it was nice meeting you.
You sound like one of those automated machines. Like if somebody hired you to say to let someone down gently, like that's the voice you would use. Yeah. Still, it was nice meeting you.
Exactly.
With your ugly ass. No. So anyway, that would be a nice text. If you sent that out, they should get the idea. Like it's not about them. Like, just doesn't work. Takes you some time. This is good for somebody you just played with maybe once or twice. Yeah. And something came up. Now they may wonder about this. They may agonize about it. They might think, oh shit, my dick's too small. My pussy's too dry. Damn. I guess they didn't, like that outfit I wore.
If we had a good time with a couple, if we thought we had a good time with a couple and then we got this text, like this would bother me.
Oh man, this would bother me too.
I was like, but what is it? Like, why weren't we a match?
And the thing is, it depends on who it is, but I might respond. I might respond to this. But if it
was like a so-so date, I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Sometimes you could just let people know you're taking a break if it's like a lifestyle wide thing and it's not just that couple.
Yeah.
And
but don't tell them you taking a break and they see you next weekend at the club.
Oh, you were taking a break, nigga.
Right.
What you doing here? Y'all looking good though. Could I smash? All right. Okay. So let us move away from the topic of the day and talk about our New Year's Eve experience.
Yeah.
So we had, so why don't you set this up? Like, how did we get the opportunity to even go out?
Well, my mom was in town for the holiday, the Christmas holiday. And she had already said, you know, hey, if y'all want to go out for a night, like I can watch the baby. And this was like back Thanksgiving, but it didn't work out for Thanksgiving. But we were like, hey, we did have, we actually had several plans for New Year's, all with my mom watching the baby, but those all fell through. Mm-hmm. And so Bomber was like, I still want to do something. I still think we should take the opportunity because like, we haven't done anything, just the two of us, in a while. And two, like we have some travel coming up later in the year. And so basically this was a test run to see how like we did, more so how I did without the baby and how my mom did with the baby, like overnight and all that kind of stuff. So we're like, why don't we just get a hotel in the city, you know, get some dinner, and of course you found a lifestyle party to go to to ring in the new year. So we went to, and if you're on our Instagram, I storied like our night out and everything like that. So we were at this really cute
Wait. Okay. So a couple of things. One thing I wanted to do for this night was I just wanted a lifestyle environment. I haven't been in a sex positive environment for so long, and we just like that. I just wanted to be in the environment. I did not have the expectation to play, but you know, niggas be thinking, maybe. But that morning, you woke up with quite a surprise. So let's talk about that for a second.
Yes. So that morning I woke up and my right eye like was completely swollen. My right eyelid was ginormous and completely swollen. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, yeah, we ain't going to no lifestyle nothing.
Yeah. You called me upstairs like, yo, can you come up here? And I'm over here like planning what I'm gonna wear and shit, and like I'm over here writing show notes already for this episode. And then I walk upstairs, and when I see your eye, like, first of all, you know, when people get punched in the eye, they have a black eye.
Right.
You know, I think, you know, when you have a black eye, the black part is important. It colorizes the swell.
Right.
Your swell was flesh colored, so it was just so weird. It was like a black eye, but not black. It was just flesh. And it was so weird. It was such an unnatural look. I didn't give a fuck about the night at that point. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I've never seen a sty get that bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, when you said we ain't going nowhere, I was like, yeah. You remember that episode of Martin when Gina had like a allergic reaction? Yeah. He had to go to like a high school reunion. And she was like, I could still go. And he was like, hell no. That was me. But anyway, so what did you do? Because you got that thing down really well.
So I did like
save the night.
You know, back to back, hot compress, cold compress, like all day, because this was the morning, and you know, checking out the hotel wasn't until like 4 or something like that. And so this was like, I don't know, like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, so just back to back, hot compress, cold compress, hot compress, and you know, putting some antibiotic ointment on it, and yeah. I made it, I got it down. Like, it wasn't away, but I didn't like look like a monster.
Yeah. No, you looked good. And so So we ended up going to dinner, and I got a hotel, and
the hotel was really nice. It was real cute.
So what did we end up doing together? What was our night like?
So we went to dinner, and at this really nice.
Fuck dinner. I'm talking about the sex in the hotel room.
Yeah, we did have sex in the hotel room, but we went to dinner first because we ended up leaving the house late because we got with our dinner.
Okay, we're back at dinner.
No, listen, we got back at dinner a wine pairing with our meal. And so there was a wine for every course, and we got complimentary champagne. And that's like the most we've had to drink in months. Yeah. So by the time we got back to the hotel, I was tipsy. Maybe a little more than tipsy.
Yeah. It was nice, though. We had an opportunity to talk and think about our plans for the new year.
But that's why the sex part is a little hazy for me.
It is. I'm having trouble remembering because I don't think you put on lingerie.
No, I didn't put on lingerie.
Didn't.
No,
that's right.
I sure didn't. I had it.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yes, we were both butt-ass naked.
Yeah. And I stayed butt-ass naked for the remainder of our stay at the hotel.
But, the reason why I say you took complete control is because I was on my back, and, you were butt-ass naked.
Oh, and then I started sucking your dick.
And you started sucking
now
my dick.
I remember.
I was so rock hard.
You
I
were.
was so solid. I felt like I was going to explode because we hadn't had sex in a while.
Yeah.
And I was ready to bust nuts.
Yes.
So you would just proceed. You were just sucking it, and I had been practicing my semen retention, cum retention. So it was like I was taking deep breaths, but it was like torture. You guys know like that feeling when you know if you just let it all go, you will bust nuts like you'll like you'll bust a nut so hard it might fracture her neck.
Oh God.
And so you're over here taking deep breaths and practicing all those breathing and meditation techniques. You know what I learned works for me? Some people realize something. Like if I'm getting a good blowjob, like I have to make noise. Like I have to make noise. I have to make like painful noises because it really helps.
Yeah.
So
it helps me too.
When I give you painful noises.
Yeah, because it's like motivating. Like, okay. Then I'm like. You can't be like silent during the blowjob. I don't like when guys are silent during a blowjob. Yeah.
No, that's not. I mean, yeah. So, I was making like those, shit. Like that's how I sound. Just like, shit, I'm about to nut. No. And so you climbed on top.
I did.
And your pussy was soaking wet. I'm going to put an echo on that. Soaking wet. And then you rode me like a stallion.
I did. Yes. And I'm surprised because these knees, man. But there was no audible clicking.
No clicking. It was smooth.
It was smooth.
Yeah. And you were riding up there for a while.
I was.
And your titties were just bouncing and just like your titties is still like 23.
Are they?
Yes.
They don't feel that way.
They do.
They feel real
when I grab
loose.
them shits when you're on top, I love it. Only thing is I got to be careful because if I squeeze too hard,
you'll scorch yourself in the eye.
Yes. You're going to bust nuts through your nipples.
Yep.
Which is cool. It's sexy.
I'm glad you think it's sexy.
But we had a good session. I didn't bother asking you how many times you nutted, but I am now.
I don't even remember.
You don't remember how many times you nutted?
I just remembered that I sucked your dick. So
okay. I did remember to pull out though.
You did. I'm proud of you.
No, a little bit went inside, just a little bit, because it's that first shot. I think that first shot might have made its way in. You're clearly not pregnant now, but
yeah.
That first shot might have been the strongest soldiers. You don't know. But I pulled out, made a huge mess all over your stomach.
You did.
And you just laid there and just.
No, I thought it was on my butt.
It was on you, but no, we were in missionary.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was the next morning. I think that was the next morning.
Oh yeah, I definitely busted a nut on that ass. But I like busting nuts on your stomach because you could just lay there with it there.
Yeah, because you be slow to be getting me a towel.
It absorbs into your skin.
And then be talking about, well, you don't need one now. No, nigga, no. And wet that shit too. warm
towelette. So that first session, after that, we laid in the bed for a while in silence.
Yes. Because a part of this was also just my favorite part was getting some sleep. Mm-hmm. Like getting sleep without being disturbed.
Without a baby trying to suck your nipples.
Yes.
So we just laid there for a while and then we got dressed, took some pictures. The picture you guys see on our Instagram is the picture we took right before we left to the party.
Yeah.
So we went to the party, and it was pretty close by, not too far. And once we walk in, the first thing that we noticed was, one, that there were a lot of people in there. Like I thought we would have been there. This was before the ball drop. So I thought like people would come after the ball drop, but nah. Mm-mm. There were some people in there. So let's talk about the space.
So it was a house party. Mm-hmm. So it was at the host's house, and they had New Year's Eve decorations. So they had some banners up. They did something really cute that I thought. They had like a VIP section, and it was like this little like fringe curtain or tinsel curtain, and it was just around a couch, like just like a little
couch,
just a little box around a sofa. But it was really cute, and I hadn't thought of doing something like that before, to just make it like a little VIP section. I mean, it wasn't VIP anyway, but it was just a cute decoration.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
They had 2 playrooms. One just had a bed in it, and the other one had a bed and a sex swing. And they had a room that had a glory hole in it.
Yep, had a glory hole.
Yeah, so that was interesting. And then in like the main living room, they had a projector that was playing porn.
And a curved flat screen playing Charlie's Angels for some reason.
Where did you see that?
That was in the playroom with the swing.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I saw the TV in there, but I didn't realize it was playing Charlie's Angels.
It was playing Charlie's Angels. I was like, why is it playing Charlie's Angels? It's fucking one of the worst movies that came out in the last 5 years.
Only you would notice that.
So, because I expected it to be playing porn. I was looking for porn, and it was Charlie's Angels. And I was like, that's so random. There's a sex swing right in front of it. Yeah. Why is there Charlie's Angels playing? All right, anyway. So the hosts were really nice.
They were.
They provided little gift bags for everybody,
which was nice. They had like little some thongs in there. What else was in there? Because you like unpacked it.
They had there was a ring, a rubber ring in there. I think there might have been some lube. I wasn't sure, and some condoms. I think. Nothing that we're going to use, right. But it was nice. It's nice, like goodie bag. The other playroom had a bunch of toys in it.
Oh yeah. The one without the swing.
Yeah. So the host had those gifts for everybody. Jello shots also went around, and some laced apple cider. It tasted like, I wasn't sure what it was, like an apple cinnamon drink. I had some. You did not.
I did not.
But that shit got me later on. Check out our Patreon if you want to know what happened that night. All right. So what about the crowd?
So it was they had limited the crowd to about 27 people. And it was a decent crowd, I thought.
Yeah, I mean,
there was several couples, a throuple, a single male we talked about. I don't think there was any single females.
No, not really, outside of the throuple girl, which I guess wasn't a single female. I'd say I was this was for me in the lifestyle, this was a decent party. Like I was willing to smash like all except for maybe 2 of the chicks that were in there. I would have smashed them. So the single, you did talk to a single guy that was there.
I did.
And he was decent looking. You said he was a little flimsy for you.
Yeah, he was a little petite.
Although I thought he was fit.
He was fit. He was very fit. He was attractive face. He was just.
Did he have waves too?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you and him were talking for a while. When he said that he's been to, what's the one in New Orleans?
Colette.
When he said he'd been to Colette's but didn't hear of not in New Orleans.
That's when you say he was lying.
I was like, he's bullshitting. He's just engaging you. You're talking right now, and that's good. That means he's winning. As a single man, you just keep talking, girl. What about the other guys there? There was a tattoo artist that was there.
He was cool. He was all right. I mean, I had like a possible, but it's me.
So it was like two and a possible for you?
No, I said a possible.
Oh shit! Just one possible?
Yeah.
Damn, like a king of hearts or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a goddamn shame.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready to talk about the COVID safety things?
Yes.
Okay, so first thing we noticed, no one in there was wearing masks.
Nope.
Except for us.
Right, except for us. Someone did come to check our temperatures when we got there. So that was a thing.
Yeah, although I think that stopped after a while.
Yeah.
Hand sanitizer was everywhere.
It was.
So people were, and there were signs, there were signs to remind people to wash their hands. So I think when I saw people not wearing masks, I was like, yep, play isn't happening at that point. Like I was kind of iffy about it. Like there was like maybe a 20% chance for me. Like I knew you weren't going to play.
I wasn't going to play, yeah.
Because you were like, just like, yo, my eye might blow up again. And,
I just had too many
my
issues
knees might start
on.
clicking.
It was, yeah. I was happy to be in the atmosphere, but it wasn't me getting naked kind of situation.
Right. You wouldn't even get into your lingerie.
Nah.
Yeah. But you were still looking good.
Oh, of course.
Actually, yeah. Instagram shows what she was wearing. I mean, your titties were spectacular looking last night. Not last night, the night of the party. What the
right?
fuck I'm
I know.
saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, if people were wearing masks, I would have let things slide a little bit. I would have definitely put my dick in somebody's mouth. If they were willing to take it. I would have licked a vagina or two. But I was like, oh, damn, like nobody's being careful in this bitch. So forget it. But it was all good. I got what I wanted. Let's talk about some of the action that happened that night. So what did we see?
Oh, so yeah. So they were like, because again, there was a projector playing porn, but the interesting thing that they were doing was using it, I guess, kind of like as a backlight to take like silhouette photos on the wall, which looked really sexy. It was a good image.
Yeah, because there was a chick that was just taking selfies, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, because she was I knew where she was going. She was taking the silhouette selfies, and I was like, oh shit, this looks good. But we hadn't been talking to anybody, and I didn't want to be too pushy. But then I was like, fuck it. I just walked up to her and I'm like, yo, listen. You want to take, you serious about these silhouette photos? Because I'm a photographer. I'm going to get in that ass. We're going to do some nasty shit. You ready? And she was like, oh, yeah. So then she starts taking photos, starts arcing her back and shit. And then there's a girl like watching and I'm like, yo, you want to get into this? You want to get in this? You comfortable with women? Y'all want to get close? Just start touching each other? Like kiss a little bit. Let me see them lips pucker up. Let's get that shadow. And like they were with it. Oh yeah. You were talking to single guy at that point. But I had a good time taking those pictures. And the girls were real good sports about it. If I had my camera, we would have got busy. Oh man. All right. So anyway, that was a nice little situation there. Talked about the single male already. Let's talk about the glory hole.
Yeah. And there was porn in the back of the glory hole too.
Yep. On the side where the women were giving blowjobs, which I thought was kind of weird. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the other side was meant for guys. No, the other side. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
You were right. That's how it was.
But when we walked in there was one girl that was there. Actually, no, there were two girls. One girl was behind the glory hole and the other girl was on the other side. They were both giving blowjobs. That's why I got confused. because they were not honoring the system of the glory hole is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this one chick was like, fuck the glory hole. There were 2 dicks in front of her. There were 3 at one point. I think it was her man's dick and 2 other dudes, including the single guy. And she was just like, all right, yup. She was just, fuck the glory hole. Nigga came from around the
juggling
wall,
dicks.
and she was like doing that triple blowjob. But I think at one point her man literally left the crew and sat down to watch, and it was beating his shit off to his to what looked like his wife giving 2 dudes blowjobs.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the kind of shit I miss. This shit right here is just so awesome. Husband leaves, boyfriend, whatever he is, he leaves his wife to watch her. Like, he's like, fuck this. I want a better view of my wife sucking 2 dicks. Yeah. And he's over here beating his meat in the corner. Found a nice little spot. And his wife like set up the dudes too. She was like, okay, I'm not going to be like turning back and forth. Right. Y'all gotta be side by side. And she just went in, and I was like, yo, see, first of all, if y'all been wearing masks, I would have jumped in this shit. But I'm just going to watch. So that was nice. So would you do a glory hole if you were comfortable with all the guests in the room?
I would have to know all the guys. Yeah. Like, I would have to know all the dicks before I was in the glory hole.
The dicks have to complete an application process.
Yes. That's the only way I'm doing it. I'm not doing mystery dicks. No, I'm not sucking mystery dicks.
Yeah, that is... So like, well, let's think about that. So you're saying that if we were in a room or at a party where you knew all the guys and you were willing to play with them, what would the point of a glory hole be if you knew all the guys? Like, is there something else that's erotic about a glory hole that you would be interested in experiencing?
No.
No? Oh, gosh, I was expecting a more interesting answer, but let's just move on to the next thing we observed.
I mean, a glory hole is not interesting. Like, I like sucking dick, but like, But see, the thing is, like, I like sucking dick, but I like the reaction that I get from the guy, which you lose some of that with the glory hole.
Yes.
So it's not giving me what I need.
So, I mean, but it would be the same thing as like us blindfolding you and then saying like, you're going to suck these dicks without seeing them, seeing whose dick it is. An activity I really wanted to do during my birthday party. But we've done it before playing, damn it, what's the name of the game? Couplelicious.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you need you need to know and hear. You need all senses in operation when it comes to your blowjobs. Okay. I kind of need that too. Like, I don't think I would want to do a glory hole with a female with vaginas as like unprecedented as something like that would even be to think about.
I was like, with vaginas?
Yeah. It just doesn't work. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's think about that for a second.
Because you
can't fit your clit in a hole. But what? Like, there has to be some kind of glory, something design.
Wait, as opposed to a mouth? Like, you wouldn't want a mouth? I'm confused.
No. I'm saying like, no, a mouth. Holy shit! You just confused me. No, I'm saying a glory hole is easy. You can put your dick in a glory hole. Chick just sucks it.
Right.
But I'm saying, what's the equivalent for a man like glory hole? Like, he's...
Oh, like for a man to be on the other side. Oh.
Instead of sucking dick.
I got you now.
You understand?
I got
what does that
now.
look like?
I don't know. Yeah, I was very confused.
I don't know. Would you wait in line for...
No.
That's why we don't have them.
Right.
All right. Moving on. All right. So some FMF action. We did see a very lucky guy. I saw play him a bunch of times. He got some action. Black dude from 2 lovely white women, white MILFs. Whatever. Love to get a piece of that. And then I watched a little foursome happen very naturally. It was very beautiful to watch. I really miss this lifestyle. I'm so glad we had the opportunity to see this shit. Because the the FMF, like I felt the energy in the room. I remember the days of having multiple women just, going down on a brother. And that's amazing. And and the foursome I saw, there was this chick riding dick so perfectly. It was so graceful. Like she had one of those bounces, the kind of bounce that you have.
Oh.
But she still had all her clothes on.
Uh-huh.
And I loved it. But that was our New Year's Eve lifestyle party. I'm going to have to edit this because I'm slurring my words. And we hope to have some more experiences. We got some coming up in February.
Yeah.
So we'll have some more stories for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we're doing these episodes once a month because it's like, if we only have a lifestyle experience once a month, we have a Sticky Pages every single episode.
Exactly. So happy to have found your podcast. Hubby and I are new in the lifestyle, having just dived in this year. Worst possible time. I know. After years of flirting with the idea, something I've noticed is so much of the LS community is white or geared toward white presenting people. As a Latinx couple of Mexican descent, we identify as people of color and connect more easily with other people of color as well. I also recognize that exploring the LS makes me somewhat of an outlier since culturally non-monogamy is unheard of and far more taboo in a family-centered culture that Mexicans and other people of color tend to have. It's so refreshing to see and hear experiences from others that share similar life experiences. Look forward to diving into the pod.
All right. Shout out to my Latino folks. Shout out to my Mexican listeners.
Yeah.
Belle, I was thinking the other day, it is hard sometimes if you're in a family-centered culture. And, we come back to this over and over again, like you being more okay with us coming out about our podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you look at our Instagram feed? How often do you look at it?
I looked at it yesterday.
Okay. So your ass is all over the feed. Your titties are all over the feed.
Yeah.
So you'd be okay if the folks at work.
No, I mean, the folks at work don't need to know. I mean, they don't need to know, but like it's not like we're going to go around telling people, but if they've found out, okay, so we would tell certain people, but like general people we wouldn't tell, and unless they were looking for this, then they wouldn't find it, I don't think. But if they looking for it, ain't nothing to say, because this is what you was looking for,
right? But it would be your face, so you would be holding a dual role. So it'd be like, I was just cruising on Instagram and I had, searched the hashtag, black marriage, which I think is one of the hashtags we use. And I saw your face in addition to your titties and your ass on Instagram. And I don't think you represent, the values of our church, of our company. I need you to see where I'm going here.
I see where you're going.
Do you understand? I feel like you don't be understanding.
No, I be understanding. I just don't like it.
No, I don't. I don't like it either. But it's the reality.
I'm just frustrated. That's all.
Well, I understand. You know what we were talking about the other day, because we have people in our families, and we're getting to that age group. I think where giving back to the community and teaching and mentorship is becoming normative. This is the stage of our lives where we're supposed to be, passing on the wisdom that we've gained throughout life. And so we have people in our family, and I have friends who are starting their own podcast, starting their blog, starting YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And when they tell us that they're doing these things, we're just like, oh, that's wonderful. And I'm like, I wish... Yeah. We wish we can engage the conversation and be like, yeah, you know what we're doing?
Right.
Instead of us just looking like this couple that just doesn't give a fuck about the community. We care about the community. We out here.
Yeah, we just can't tell y'all we out here.
Right.
And exactly where we are. With which community we're giving back to.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. You know, the siege on the Capitol had me wondering because, you know, there's been, you know, people who've been photographed and now they're getting arrested and all this bullshit is going on. And as they're getting arrested, people are like digging deep into the lives of these people and finding out like, oh, this motherfucker don't even got a job. He's still living with his mom. It's like, this motherfucker's ratchet as fuck. Talking about being a patriot.
Twitter is, they're good at that.
Yeah. So I just be wondering sometimes if any of us breaks the law to a point where like we start like getting attention, like if you like get caught driving drunk and crash into a fucking church and like your face is online and shit, and you know they'll be like, oh, this crazy bitch that drove drunk, like apparently she got a podcast.
Right.
Keep wondering how people are gonna find out.
They're gonna find out, but it's just the when and the how.
I mean, if I die and I'm martyred and people are like, yeah, he was such a nice guy. Like, you know, he, you know, I've had some accomplishments in my life. And then like a few months later, they're like, oh shit, did y'all know this nigga had a podcast? And his wife?
Yeah.
Her ass is all over Instagram. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
And we're just like, you know, immortalized on the podcast, like in the podcast library of all kinds of freaky shit. I think that's kind of cool. I also wanted to say that I'm gonna shout out our Patreons in a second, but so somebody reached out to us after listening to our New Year's, because we had a pillow talk on our exclusive to our Patreons, and the pillow talk was basically us driving home after we came back from a swingers New Year's party, the one we just talked about. And I just want to say, for the record, I was driving. I was not drunk. I was not. The bell was
I was
fucked
drunk.
up.
I was drunk. Let's be clear.
And it would take you about 2 seconds to find out that she's drunk because the bell sounds completely different when she's drunk. Totally unhinged.
Like I said, at least I wasn't slurring. Like I wasn't that drunk. But I was drunk.
No, you sound hilarious. When you start talking and you drunk, it sounds fucking hilarious. If there's any reason to just sign up for our Patreon, like you get to, and hopefully more of that shit, because there's a lot of stuff we have coming up in the next few months, and so that'll lead to some more pillow talks.
Yes.
All right. So let's move on to Facebook fuck shit.
Yes. And so was it the last episode that the Facebook fuck shit was about dude not washing his ass?
Nah, I think that was a while ago.
Okay. Well, this is like a follow-up.
Oh,
it's not the same dude, but it's like in the same genre. So this wife says, weird question, but does your husband put lotion on his butt? My husband's butt is always ashy. And he said, don't no grown man put lotion on their butt. I'm confused.
Okay.
And there was a comment that said, my husband doesn't even put lotion on his thighs. Like, what brainwashing has been out in the world that these black men, the wife is black, the husband is black, think that it is gay? Because I know that's where it's coming from. To moisturize your skin. So now you out here with a stank ashy butt? Like, what the fuck is going on? Can you help me understand what is, like, I just don't get it. Like, it's on your body. It's not like you touching some other nigga's ass. It's your own ass. Like,
So
help.
I have questions.
Help.
So, okay. So let me just say a few things. So I have questions. When you say lotion on the butt, like, are you expecting, is the expectation that men are supposed to be putting lotion on their booty holes or just their ass cheeks? Like,
no, their ass cheeks.
Oh,
like,
okay.
you're just lotioning your body. Like, you took a shower and you're moisturizing, lotioning your body. your ass cheeks are part of your body. I'm not saying like take your index finger and rub it slowly around your asshole with some moisturizing
So if a guy
cream.
was lotioning his asshole, like, would you question his sexuality at that point?
I mean, maybe your asshole is just ashy. I don't know.
If your asshole is ashy, like, that's a medical problem. Like, it should always be lubed down there. Like, your body needs to make sure that there isn't, like, if you're not lubed down there naturally,
I mean,
then you can
I
hurt
don't
yourself.
exactly. I don't know why you would be lotioning your asshole, but that's maybe if
Okay.
you were bleaching your asshole.
Oh my God, why would you do that?
Because some people bleach their assholes, so it's like, because your asshole is darker than the rest of your ass. And so some people bleach their asshole so that it's all one color.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. When I watch porn, like
They
fact
bleach
that
their assholes.
No, see, I don't like that. Like, I like the fact that the anus is like a different shade. Like, that's part of the appeal of a good looking anus. So that's kind of weird. But anyway,
But we're talking here in this post, we're talking about ass cheeks.
okay. So, all right. Moisturizing my ass cheeks is one of the best parts of my pre-shower
Your
ritual.
post-shower?
Post-shower, yes, post-shower ritual. Like greasing up my ass before a shower. Yeah, but I could, I don't know if it's coming from a anti-homoerotic thing.
What is it coming from?
I think it's really just negligence. Like, it's really like, look, nobody's really going to be looking at my ass. Number one, like, I'm always going to have boxer briefs on or whatever. Like, it's always covered. If it's not covered and I'm fucking, I don't think men are really encouraged to make sure their asses look good the way women are.
If a nigga shows up at a lifestyle party and gets butt ass naked and his ass cheeks are ashy, I'm not fucking him. I'm not fucking him.
So basically the rejection text on Kick. Listen, bro, you got a nice personality. You got a good sense of humor. But them ashy ass cheeks ain't gonna work.
No, because it brings up other questions. Like, if you are neglecting to moisturize your ass cheeks, what else are you neglecting to do?
Okay. So, but what if every other part of his body was moisturized? Like, what if
that brings up more questions?
It's like an underwear shaped ash.
that brings up more questions. It's not okay. It's not okay. Like, you just like the upper thigh to the waist is ashy and everywhere else is glistening. No. You out here looking crazy.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think it was that important to moisturize my ass cheeks until like my second girlfriend in undergrad, like the second one.
You were still young. You were still figuring things out. I give you that. But over the age of 23, what are you doing?
It's strange because I remember, like, despite that, I remember when my dad, and we some dark skinned niggas. So I get so ashy, like, lotion can't even I can't even fuck with lotion. Lotion cannot fuck with me. Like, when I go in the supermarket, lotion sees me and he's like, nah, bruh. Like, the whole lotion aisle is like, nah, can't help you. I need Vaseline old school jelly. There's no lotion, cocoa butter. It does not work. It lasts for like maybe an hour, and then I'm rolling ashy.
Yeah.
So, but I remember back in the day, my dad, when he used to get out of the shower, like, he moisturized everywhere. Like, like as a kid, I remember just watching him, like, just out of the shower, just moisturized everything, including his butt cheeks.
Yeah.
And I never asked questions about that.
Right.
But I think I just had a problem with moisturizing when I was young. It was just so fucking tedious.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine a grown man, like, beyond the age of 25, not knowing that it's important to moisturize everywhere.
Right. So does that mean his dick is ashy too?
I doubt it. I mean, niggas be jerking off,
No,
so
that's true.
you know that shit stays moisturized.
Like, see, yeah, what the? I don't understand the dichotomy. You will jerk off. You will touch your dick to jerk off, but you won't touch your ass cheeks to moisturize them.
But the dick is like, you got to understand, the dick is like the source of pleasure, oftentimes the source of one's manhood. The essence of masculinity is all up in that shit. But there's nothing masculine about that ass. That's the thing. A lot of dudes don't
beg to differ.
Let's talk about it then. What do you mean? So you look at a man's ass and feel masculine energy?
Men can have nice asses, and I can admire them. And I think as any other part of your body, you should take care of it.
I've never ever heard you say, like in a lifestyle situation or in a lifestyle debrief, he had a nice ass. His ass was nice to look at. His ass was nicely moisturized. I could see my face in his ass. You never said anything about a man's ass. Let me tell.
I mean, I like your ass.
Yeah, you don't say it enough though. Like, I'm just saying, there's a larger issue going on here, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all ladies don't really be appreciating the body of a man like that. Like
that's true, unless he has abs.
Like, exactly, unless he has abs, y'all don't really say a lot. Or he got a big dick or a nice dick. Yeah. Y'all don't really say nothing. Like, in our band chat and in other band chats I'm a part of, and in other like chats, like when a woman posts a picture, like it's like likes, like all kinds of compliments. Dudes are like, yo, you look nice, those are beautiful titties, you got a nice ass, that's a nice outfit, you got the girls coming in like, ooh, those are nice, damn, I wish I was there to suck them shits. Like a dude posts a pic, maybe one like, maybe two, and then that's it.
Well,
it doesn't even matter. No, and if the next thing that comes out of your mouth is like, well, they don't be really looking that sexy, but like, and then y'all be wondering why don't dudes share more pictures? Why don't dudes have more pictures? This goes back to what I was saying before. Y'all don't really be appreciating average looking men. Y'all don't. So it's like we stay absent, and you got niggas like not moisturizing their asses, because when they do moisturize their asses, y'all got nothing to say about that. Y'all don't give it a compliment. Y'all just attack a nigga if he has like fucking skin flakes coming off his butt.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
You know, and it's like y'all don't appreciate the effort. Meanwhile, like y'all put on lipstick and we'll be like, "Oh, sweetheart, you look beautiful." You know? And I'm just saying, there's like a double standard. Y'all make it impossible for a man to put. Y'all do not encourage men to put in additional effort into these small areas, with compliments, with like positive feedback. But you attack a guy for not doing it. So I'm just saying.
Well, Bomber, I just want you to know.
What do you want me to know, Belle? What?
I appreciate your moisturized ass. It just be glistening, and it's real tight. Like you got a high booty, so it's like nice, tight, and high. I appreciate your ass.
Thank you. I appreciate that appreciation. I really do. No, that was nice. I'm going to remember that. Oh. Now I'm going to put an extra coat. An extra coat of moisturizing grease so that you can see your face in my ass when you're looking at it.
That'd be beautiful.
Yes. All right. I'm glad we got that. Glad we got through that. Okay. So, quick Patreon shout outs. Damn. Yeah, we got a few. So Metri, AMCD, D, Lena, R&R, Renee, Vision, Rizzy, Jeremy, Mike, Jill, Texas Bama, Redonia, Clifton, Brown Girl, Silverback, Mr. B, Chadwick, and Ricky. I also wanted to say congratulations to Creo Cream, for winning our contest, because we did ask folks in the band chat to post the nastiest picture or video that they had done or taken in 2020. And so they won that contest. So congratulations. They won a free Coupleicious board game, which is a board game we're big fans of. So we will be mailing that out to them. For everybody else, if you want to get part of if you want to be part of our band chat, check out our Patreon, subscribe, and we'd love to hear from you. I think that's all we had for today. Oh no, wait, actually I forgot to shout out Bedroom Bliss. They're part of our band. They're part of our Patreons now.
Yeah.
They're one of our Patreons. They're actually the ones who shouted us out on our New Year's Eve pillow talk.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody. We're glad to be back in 2021. I know we got off to quite an interesting start.
Yeah. But there's a lot of big things coming, I think, in 2021. We're going to have, hopefully, a lot of new, interesting content for you all coming. So, yeah. Follow us, like, subscribe, share. You'll get to see us more, maybe, in 2021.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be recording videos and shit. That's going to be interesting. Thanks, guys. Again, check us out on social media. Listen to the bell because she's about to tell you all the ways you can contact us. Peace out.
Bye. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please do check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Black and Kinky. You can also find us under the same name on Cassidy, APG, Amort Getaways, and Patreon. Check us out on Facebook and YouTube under Black and Kinky Lifestyle. Feel free to email us at blackkinky.lifestyle@gmail.com or call and leave a voice message at 937-462-0744. Bye.
Black and Kinky Lifestyle.